Mediterranean, be it to the west or down to the east. But you'll notice quite a different story up towards Moscow, although I think over the next couple of days things will just begin to warm up a touch there, and we will keep that hot weather across much of Iberia, southern parts of France and into the southern parts of the Aegean too over the next few days. Not all good news for Moscow though, and indeed many northern parts of Europe. You'll see that there are low pressures very much the dominant feature, with their attendant fronts spreading cloud and rain or showers across those northern areas. But further south, well, high pressure very much the dominant feature, and that really is going to keep these skies pretty clear across much of Iberia, the western Mediterranean. Just a little bit more cloud as we move towards the Adriatic and on towards parts of Turkey as well. But certainly underneath those clear skies across the south of France, it's going to be pretty warm work for the drivers and spectators alike for the Formula 1 Grand Prix there in Monaco through Sunday afternoon. Elsewhere across the south in the next couple of days, largely dry and fine, that high pressure not really moving very far at all. Further north, well, you've seen it already, a very unsettled picture indeed. You don't need me to tell you that we lurk in the northwestern corner of Europe, and we are therefore going to be under that rather unsettled regime. And it starts as early as tonight with a band of weather gradually working its way across the Irish Sea into the northern parts of England, southern parts of Scotland too. And we could see significant rainfall from this. Anywhere up to around 40 millimetres rain is possible on the hills, and that goes on through the rest of tonight into tomorrow, and maybe in as far as Monday as well, as you'll see in just a moment. So a wet start to the day from southwestern Scotland through the north of England, down towards the north of Wales through the Isle of Man. Misty and murky with bits of drizzle on the western facing coast, and the best of any brightness will be found through East Anglia, the southeast of England, and to the eastern side of Scotland, at least for a time as well. As we move on through the afternoon where the sun comes out, we may well see 24 degrees in the south, but always the chance of that rain persisting across the north of Wales, the Isle of Man and northwestern parts of England. So thankfully the golfers have taken residence down at Wentworth in Surrey, and it looks as though it's going to be glorious conditions there for the conclusion of the tournament all the way through until Monday. But watch out for the strength of the sun, getting quite high there with a sun index of 5. More details on that on page 418. Take a look at the horse racing prospects, and there's plenty of it too with the bank holiday on us, and it looks as though it's going to be a dry and fine prospect for most, except perhaps at Haydock Park in that rain area. And as we move on through to the evening meetings, well, perhaps the best of the sunshine will be found down at Lingfield. There's also plenty of rugby on as well. There's Rugby Union, a great match there, England versus the Barbarians. Glorious conditions there. Perhaps a cloudier prospect a little bit further to the north. And certainly, as I was saying, that rain likely to persist around this northwestern corner of the British Isles as we move on through Monday, only gradually fizzling on through the day, but at least the rest of the week looks drier and finer.
I think for most people of my generation, Roy Mallard is like the godfather.
He's never thrown by anything, never caught out.
I'm sorry to say that for a lot of women the glass ceiling is still very much a daily outing.
And I suppose for one thing it's almost impossible to keep clean.
Roy Mallard is back. People Like Us, tomorrow at 10:15 on BBC2.
With S Club 7, U2 and the Stereo MCs, Top of the Pops in half an hour on BBC1.
So